Now I review Dogman. Yes, Dogman. I would prefer Catman personally. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I have seen the children's film Dogman. And I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a fun film. What you have is that there is a policeman and his beloved dog, and they are out on a case when they get blown up, and the man is apparently going to die. His head is badly damaged. The dog's body is badly damaged. So they said, to save them both, let's just take the broken parts from one and put them on the other, you know? Yes, and then the arch nemesis of the film expresses their issues, and a story ensues with heavy-handed morals. This is a toy box movie, and what do I mean by that? I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibility for you to see, like, a kid, you know, he may have had, like, a toy human and a toy dog, and, you know, the dog might have chewed the head off the human, or his real dog might have done that. So he put the dog's head on the human, and then he kept playing with the toy, which is not beyond the realm of possibility. And what you see in this film is essentially a lot of toys. They're toys, you know, like toys, cats and dogs, and security guards and police officers and mayors. And it's very much child logic. It's very repetitive. But it certainly is a lot of fun. I mean, the highlight of the film for me was Pete the Cat, played by, or voiced by Pete Davidson. Ricky Gervais plays a depressed fish, and, you know, I very much enjoyed that as well. And there is some humor for older people as well. There's not a lot, I wouldn't call it sexual humor, but, you know, there's attacks on the concept of family, and there's the basic concept of we're always adding these ticking clocks to movies. And yeah, I mean, okay, that's a thing. And it's like the dog uses his voice as a siren because, you know, that's what a child would do. This is very much a movie in the vein of a child, where everything is a living and wonderful creation. I mean, you could classify this as a kaiju movie. I'm a little upset that there were no dinosaurs. And that's what this was. It was a child playing in a toy box. And I would actually say that it is wonderful and whimsical, even if there are some dark themes we kind of forget and gloss over. But as a child would. A child not understanding death would not understand the concept there. Okay, so, you know, as children's films goes, this is a better one. It belongs in the upper half of your watch list. There's not a lot for me to say other than it was a really fun movie. And there are elements in here that, I mean, if I were a kid, I would want those toys. You know, I really would. And this is a world where imagination flies and strange concepts come about. And yes, children have short attention spans, so they're very repetitive in their nature. Pete the Cat gets out of prison one way. Pete the Cat gets out of prison with a variation on the same way. Pete the Cat gets out of prison, and they say, wait a minute, why is this happening? Oh, the mayor's brother runs the prison, so he's obviously doing a very good job. And yeah, I mean, these are things that children would say, things that children would do. So the whimsy of this film is lighthearted. And, I mean, I honestly think it's the exact kind of film you should be watching in this very dark world we're currently living in. So a lot of people are saying, you know, these terrible things are going on. Our environment is falling apart. Our government is coming to its knees. There are wars across the world. And yeah, this is a short respite from that harsh and ugly reality where you can once again live the logic of a child. You know, and I actually really enjoyed this film. So I would say Dogman is upper part of your watch list, you know, middle to upper. If you don't like kids movies, obviously you're not going to enjoy this. I would definitely not for example, recommend this to my brother who hates kids' movies by virtue of the fact that they are kids' movies. But I mean, if you don't mind kids' movies, and particularly if you have a child, the whimsical nature of this film will definitely enchant you. I say that this film is upper section of your watch list, that upper 25%, so, it's definitely a solid film, and, whereas it's not the best film I've seen even this year, even this week maybe, it certainly was incredibly enjoyable. So, yes, Dogman, thumbs up, go watch it, it's a lot of fun, and I believe you can now rent it on YouTube. Anyway, I'm Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Fred the Facehugger, and I'd like to point out that this world isn't a nice place. But you know who's trying to make it a nice place? The owner of this channel, yes. The owner of this channel does things like pay for ocean cleanup, and have trees planted, and even feed orphans in an orphanage in Mexico. Yes, it's a real thing, I'm not kidding. I may be a face-hugging alien from a horror movie, but I'm not a liar. Anyway, when you comment, like, and subscribe, you're supporting that better world, and whereas it may not make a big difference, it may be the difference between one more tree planted, one more pound of trash out of the ocean, or one child not going hungry tonight. So, think about it. Shouldn't you comment? Shouldn't you like? Shouldn't you subscribe? I certainly would if I were you. I'm Fred.